Hi, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and today I thought I would do a fun laid-back video where I share my crystal collection. So I've been collecting crystals for quite a few years now, probably over 10 years, and I have quite a few beautiful crystals that I'd love to show you. I'm going to be telling you their names, if I can remember them, and what some of their spiritual properties are. All right, so before we get started, I want you to tell me in the comments below if you have any crystals and what your favorite crystal is. If there's one crystal that you really feel like you connect with. Okay, so I'm gonna start this collection video off by sharing my most beautiful, spectacular stone, which is amethyst. So this is a pretty huge chunk of amethyst, and it's quite heavy. It's quite big, and amethyst is a very spiritual stone. Supposedly it helps you connect with the higher realms, and it can activate your, I believe it's your third eye chakra and your crown chakra. And so this is a good stone to work with if you're wanting to get in touch with spirit guides, your higher self, and opening up your intuition and your psychic channels. I keep this one on my bookshelf by my desk. Now I have a few other pieces of amethyst. I have this little kind of rough chunk of amethyst. Hold on, I'm just gonna focus my camera. And it's quite a beautiful piece. It's small. I also keep this on my work desk. And then I have a sort of a polished point. And this is kind of a different type of amethyst. So this is more of a kind of clear, really light colored amethyst. This isn't my favorite kind of amethyst. I like the really dark purple ones, but it's pretty. And then I have a small polished stone of amethyst. And this is great for meditating. Like you can just put it like right on your third eye and, and meditate. I actually have a lot of these little stones in different kinds of crystals, little polished stones. So they're great for actually like putting on on the chakras when you're meditating. So this next stone is called Selenite, and I actually have a selenite wand somewhere, but I didn't find it. But I keep this one on my bookshelf as well, and this is a really beautiful shape. And selenite is also a high vibration stone, and I believe it lines up with or it's associated with your crown chakra. So this is, the kind of stone you would work with to connect with like the angelic realms and your spirit guides, your higher self. And it just, when you look at this stone and when you hold it, it just has this really kind of high vibration, spiritual sort of angelic feel to it. And selenite is fairly cheap. It's easy to come by, but I believe it's water soluble. So if you were to put this in water, it would dissolve. So you want to make sure that if you cleanse your crystals, you don't cleanse selenite in water. So next up, we've got rose quartz. I love rose quartz. This is one of my favorite stones to work with. I work with this one a lot. Now I have this huge rough chunk of rose quartz, and I keep this in my rec room where I do my workouts. And it's just a beautiful stone that has a nice feel to it. I feel like when I put this stone in any room, it automatically kind of uplifts the feel, the vibe of that room. I also have a few smaller pieces of rose quartz. I have a whole bunch of these. I got them really cheap. And rose quartz is typically a fairly cheap crystal to get, and it's super common. It's not hard to come by. And I place these kind of in various places in my home. I also have a polished sphere of rose quartz. So it's a really beautiful polished sphere. I don't really use this much. I remember when I first got it, I was always holding it to meditate with and stuff, but I don't really use this that much. It just kind of sits by my workspace and looks pretty. And I have a couple of polished rose quartz points. So I have, I forget what this is called, but it's got like the points on both ends, and then I have one that's like a little tower that kind of sits like that. It's really pretty too. I find I don't, like when I'm working with crystals, whether I'm meditating with them or using them for something else, I find I don't use the ones that are polished that much. I like the rough. I like the rough stones. So this next crystal that I'm going to show you is perhaps my all-time favorite crystal of all time. I love it even more than rose quartz. I love it even more than amethyst, and it's called blue celestite. I don't know if my camera is focusing properly or not. There we go. Okay, so this is such a beautiful, beautiful stone. I actually have 3 big pieces of it, and it's very angelic in feel. It's another high vibration stone. I use it to help me connect to my heart, and it's a very like, I want to say it's like, it softens the energy in a room. So if you put this in a room, it will soften the energy. I remember when I first got, I got 3 or 4 big chunks from my Reiki teacher at the time. This was about 10, maybe more than 10 years ago now. And I remember putting the pieces around my home, and I noticed that I didn't fight as much with my boyfriend when I first introduced these to my home. And then when we started fighting again, I got my sage out and I cleansed these, and I noticed it totally changed the energy in my home. It just made for just a more like low-key kind of positive kind of environment. So yeah, blue celestite. And I think celestite, I think you can get it in other colors. I've only seen it in blue, but it's my all-time favorite stone. I love working with it. It really helps me, I think, like, helps me connect to my higher self in relation to relationships. So if you're having like trouble communicating something, or you know, getting something across in a relationship in like a gentle, kind sort of way, this is your stone to work with. And I meditate with it sometimes, but I just like putting it around my home. It's beautiful and I love it. So the next stone I want to show you, I don't remember what it's called. This might just be kind of like a quartz, and you might know what this is called. So this is just a big, huge chunk. It's like a rock on the outside, and then inside it's beautiful. It's got these like kind of like caverns. It's so otherworldly and like mystical feeling, and you can just like gaze at it forever and just kind of get lost in the glitter. I have a couple of pieces. My other pieces are smaller and not quite as spectacular, but yeah, I feel like this is a good one to gaze at and go on a bit of a journey, crystal journey. Okay, let's see. This is zeolite. So this is a chunk of zeolite. And again, I love the like raw stones more than my polished stones. I love the raw stones. So zeolite is not particularly attractive. It's not, actually it looks pretty good on my camera, but in person it's not all that glittery. It's not glitzy, and apparently it's good at cleansing the space. And you put this in a room and it, I don't know, cleanses the room, clears the room. Yeah, so it looks almost kind of dirty and grungy, but I find when whatever room I have it in, it does kind of, it's kind of like putting a beautiful plant or a bouquet of flowers in the room. Like it shifts the energy of the room. So it's pretty cool. All right, I've got spirit quartz here. Now, spirit quartz is an exceptionally beautiful crystal. This is such a high vibration stone. So this is definitely a stone that aligns with your upper chakras, so your crown, third eye, your heart chakra, throat chakra, definitely your crown chakra though. This is, yeah, a very, well, it's called spirit quartz, so it's a spiritual crystal. Now I remember when I first got this crystal, I hadn't had it very long and I was meditating with it and I had this really weird experience, and I don't often have like really weird experiences. My weird experiences are few and far between, but I was meditating with this crystal and I had my eyes closed, and in my mind's eye, all of a sudden, I saw an alien being in my living room. Not physically, not with my physical eyes, but in my mind's eye. And this being like wanted to communicate with me, and it was just like a flash, like it happened really quick and then it was gone. And I was just like, what? That was crazy. And then I was reading a book on this particular stone in one of my crystal books, and it said something like it can help you connect with sort of extraterrestrial energy. And I thought, oh, that is so interesting. So I have another little piece of spirit quartz here. So it really has a mysterious kind of coloring to it. It's really pretty. Okay, so this is black tourmaline. I actually really like the black stones, and I don't have a lot of them. I got this beautiful chunk of black tourmaline at a metaphysical store years ago, and it's in two pieces because my cat repeatedly has knocked this stone off my bookshelf. Like, she's always knocking this stone over. probably means something, but it's broken in a couple places. So it is a very grounding stone. It's a very grounding. For the longest time I slept with this stone next to my bed. I think it was to ward off bad dreams. But yeah, it's a very protective stone as well. So you have, you know, psychic protection, energetic protection with black tourmaline. It's a great stone to either wear or, you know, have in your purse or your pocket. I just keep it on my bookshelf, but I have worked with this stone a lot in the past. Okay, next, let's do Labradorite. So I have a couple of Labradorite sort of polished thingies. Now, my Labradorite is not as beautiful as some pieces of Labradorite. Labradorite can have this really magical sheen, like this, almost like a peacock feather kind of thing happening. So Labradorite can be exceptionally beautiful. And I can't remember what Labradorite is used for. And I don't really work with this stone much at all, but I have it. Actually, I keep these in my bedroom on my windowsill. All right, so next I want to show you this one. I think this is called Aragonite. I say I think because I'm not 100% sure. So this is an orangey reddish stone. This is a particularly pretty piece, I think. And Aragonite helps with anger. It helps you transmute anger. I feel like it also is associated with the liver, so it can help support the liver, and it kind of looks like a liver in coloring and in shape, which is interesting. I was really drawn to this stone. It's not a stone I really work with now, but I keep it in my rec room, which is also my TV room and my workout room and my foster room, my cat foster room. So yeah, it's a really pretty stone. Okay, so I just have two more stones to share with you. I've got quartz and I've got smoky quartz. So I'll show you my clear quartz first. So this is a chunk of clear quartz that I got. I can't remember where I got this. I've got these crystals in from all different places. This is just a chunk of clear quartz, and I think the main reason I bought this is it was really cheap. I was like, ooh, I can afford this. But I love this piece. I just think it's so beautiful, and I keep this one by my bedside table, and I feel like it helps me have good dreams. So quartz is another kind of spiritual crystal. It's connected to, or it's associated with the crown chakra and the upper chakras. So quartz is also a really good clearing stone. You can use it for clearing, and apparently quartz is one of the few crystals that you don't actually have to cleanse. It's like a self-cleansing crystal. I still cleanse mine though. I have a few polished pieces of clear quartz, and clear quartz is probably one of the easiest stones to come by, and it's probably one of the cheapest. Then I have this one. And again, I never really use these polished ones. I mean, I think they look beautiful and I kind of have them on display, but I don't really meditate with them or anything. I love this one. Just a pyramid. And then I have a whole bag of these. Now this is apparently Lemurian quartz, which is supposedly a little bit, oops, my camera's having a hard time focusing on this crystal. Apparently Lemurian quartz is a little bit different than regular quartz, and I can't remember the difference. I think it has something to do with, there's like some little lines. They're called record keepers, and they're these like, I don't think I can show it to you on the I don't think the camera's going to focus in on it, but yeah, it's these little lines on the, like bumps, like little ridges. If you bring your fingernail down, you can feel them. Yeah, so Lemurian quartz is supposedly, I don't know, more magical, more mystical, a little bit more rare than regular quartz, and I got a really good deal on a big bag of them years ago, and so I have a whole bunch of these little ones, and I use these for storing, like keeping my tarot deck. So I put one of these on top of my tarot deck when I'm not using it. Okay, so last but not least, we have Smoky Quartz. So Smoky Quartz is like this. Smoky Quartz can be, here's another piece that's a little bit lighter. So Smoky Quartz can be kind of light like this, even lighter than this, or it can be like almost totally black like this one. And I don't remember what Smoky Quartz is used for. I think it's another kind of spiritual stone. I feel like it's used for some more different things than clear quartz. This one is very opaque. You can't really see through this one that much. But yeah, I love my Smoky Quartz. I think they're exceptionally beautiful. So you might be wondering, like, how do I use crystals? So sometimes I use them when I'm doing tarot readings, so I'll put them on my table when I'm doing a reading. I meditate with them. I go through phases in my life where I'm really into crystals and I use them a lot. And then I kind of just have them around my home and I don't really work with them that much. And I'm getting back into another phase where I'm really into crystals. So I feel like crystals, you know, just having them around the house just kind of, it lifts the energy of the room. They look very beautiful. But you can use them for meditation to connect with, you know, various chakras, because if you're working with the chakras, certain crystals and certain stones line up with or are associated with the chakras, with certain chakras. So if you're, say, working on opening your third eye, you know, you want to work with amethyst. If you're working on opening your crown chakra, you know, clear quartz is a great one. And again, if you're wanting to, you know, cleanse yourself energetically, clear quartz is another good one. And crystals really respond to your intention. So when you're working with crystals, it's really important to have an intention of, you know, what you want the crystal to do. So a lot of people will program their crystals. So let's say I want this crystal to clear my tarot deck. So I'll hold the crystal in my hand and you kind of like close your eyes and communicate with that crystal and ask it to cleanse your tarot deck, and then you'd put it on your deck. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say about that. It'll come back to me. So you can use crystals, like I said, I like to use amethyst, like I'll actually put it on my third eye when I'm meditating. You can use crystals like that. One really cool thing to do with the points is sometimes I'll like hold a crystal kind of like away from my body a little bit if I'm wanting to cleanse or activate a particular chakra. And I sometimes feel like I'm able to feel the energy of the crystals better when they're like not right on my body, but like away from my body a little bit. And what's really interesting with the crystals is that each crystal is like, you know, like an individual, kind of like a person. And you can, when you're meditating with them, you can hold them and just really get like a feel for kind of the vibration of that crystal, the vibe that it's putting out, kind of its personality. And then you can go even deeper and you can ask your crystals questions like, you know, what are you here to help with? What is your purpose? Things like that. And then just get really quiet and see what comes to you. And you'll be amazed at what kinds of answers that you actually get. I like to do this with plants as well. Sometimes I find connecting with plants is easier than crystals, but it depends on the crystal. So I want to hear from you. What crystals do you like to work with? Do you have a favorite crystal? Out of all my crystals, which one were you most drawn to? Because what you're drawn to when it comes to crystals can actually say a lot about where you're at right now, what you're going through, and what you're needing. So let me know in the comments what crystal you were, out of all the crystals in my collection, which one or ones were you most drawn to? I look forward to reading your comments. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey through my crystal collection. You can find more videos on, I don't think I have any ones on crystals, but I have more videos on tarot and oracle card reading on my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I'll put the link below this video. So thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.